Every era has its frontier. A line between what is and what's next. We've played the game, built the legends, carried the weight. But this is different. This is where the game leaves the ground. No limits, no ceiling. No looking back. This isn't the next season. This is the next frontier.
Coming down to the wire in the AUSL regular season, Oklahoma City is in town to take on the Texas Volts. Maya Brady has had an MVP caliber season. She is going to be going up tonight against Nyjah Kennedy, who has been dynamite for the Volts in the month of July. We welcome you into the broadcast booth. Jeff Arnold alongside former Big 12 Conference Player of the Year, Amanda Scarborough. Great to be with you. And the Spark, we know what they can do offensively, but at the same time, the Volts are playing their best softball right now.
Tough matchup for the Spark because the offense is their strength, but with the Volts, the way that they've been pitching on a 3-game win streak all of a sudden here late in the season, this is going to be tough for the Spark hitters to get things going. This is a must-win game for the Spark. They're currently in 4th place in the standings, top 3, go to the playoffs, but Nyjah Kennedy, Ali Carta, and Rachel Garcia all got a start against the Blaze in the sweep. They got quality starts, went deep into the games, and did not allow any earned runs. Spark are going to have to face Nyjah Kennedy, who is pitching her best of the season. The way that she threw an 8-inning complete game win against the Blaze was the best that we have seen her as a pro. Remember, she's a rookie, but she had 6 strikeouts against the Blaze. She was painting corners with her curveball and her changeup and doing that infamous Nyjah stomp in the circle. She leveled up in the big moments against the Blaze and taking that energy and confidence into this game today.
Well, you know, it does take some time when you come into the pro side of things. Nyjah Kennedy, great career at Texas Tech. There are the numbers, and we said that she went the distance in her last game and has allowed just 1 earned run in 14 innings. First pitch swinging, fly ball in the left field. Deja Moipola, who's playing her 2nd game in left, is there to make the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out for Kennedy. So here's a look at the Oklahoma City Spark lineup. The Spark winners of 4 out of their last 6 games. Look at how Sydney Sherrill has performed. 500 batting average over an 8-game hitting streak. And then that top 4 right there is as tough as it gets in the AUSL.
Right away, having to face Maya Brady, who majority of this season has been the leadoff hitter for the Spark, but Sydney McKinney leadoff, moved Maya Brady down to the 2-hole, and Sid Romero, who's having a hot season too, on deck in the 3-hole.
Yeah, you see a couple of different MVP candidates. Maya Brady, she missed 4 games on account of an injury, but she is still right there with among the best players in the league. Bunts this one foul. And you mentioned, Amanda, you know, you have Sydney Romero, the year that she has had. And then you also have to factor in Sammy Williams as well, who's come out of nowhere for Chicago.
Yeah, the 1-2 punches that the Spark and the Bandits have are the best in the league. Or I guess it was a 1-2 punch. It 1-2 in the order with Maya Brady and Sid Romero. Now it's going to be a 2-3 punch in the lineup with them moving down a spot in the lineup. But Maya Brady hitting for average, hitting for power, scoring a lot of runs, in large part because Sid Romero is driving her in.
2 balls and 2 strikes. She's got a 5-game hitting streak going right now. And what's amazing about it for Brady is that if you look at her total time spent in the AUSL, she's hit safely in 21 of her 22 career games.
When she has been healthy and in the lineup, she has been not even just one of the best hitters in the AUSL, but one of the best hitters in the world with what she's been able to do and the way that she's playing this summer. Been absolutely electric to watch on defense as well.
She'll take down for ball 4, so Nyjah Kennedy hands out a free ticket, and Sydney Romero coming up against this Nyjah Kennedy pitch mix.
And Kennedy's still going to use her rise ball the most out of any of her pitches. That's a pitch that she is known for, 70 up in the zone. Mixing in her curveball and her changeup as well. Her curve and her changeup in terms of the batting average against they've been her best pitches.
Fly ball out to right field. Coffee going back. It's off the bottom part of the wall. Bobbles for a moment. Here comes the send around for Brady. Throw is cut off by Romero, and it's an RBI double for Sydney Romero. So what did you say, Amanda? Brady gets on base, Romero drives her in, and we see it here in the first inning.
At the top of this Spark lineup truly does give them a spark to the rest of the offense. Romero goes up and looks for a curveball that just doesn't find a corner. It's over the heart of the plate, does not get out enough, and Romero gets a double off of Nyjah Kennedy, who in the month of July has only given up one extra base hit. Brady has all the speed, scores easily from first.
Well, a little comebacker taken care of by Kennedy there. So Wiz is retired on one pitch, and now they're two away.
Yeah, this Nyjah Kennedy that we have seen pitch in the month of July has been a different Nyjah Kennedy than what we saw pitch in the last half of June. Remember, she joined the Volts June 14th. It's been a quick season, but she has stepped it up in July, working on her mechanics, and her last two starts have been more like the Nyjah Kennedy numbers that we're used to seeing from her college career.
Yeah, it feels like it's gotten a little bit better every start that she's made in the circle, and really long year, obviously, on the college front. There's June, but yeah, big difference in the month of July.
Big time understatement, not allowing as many home runs off of her rise ball. That was something that when she came in, you could tell that her rise ball wasn't as effective against these pro hitters as what she was used to seeing throughout her college career. So she's had to shift. She's been working on her mechanics. She's been throwing more curveballs and throwing more changeups, which has been a very effective mix, and working with her pitching coach, Josh Trevino.
The other thing that we heard about Kennedy, too, is that she's very accountable. So if she's not getting everything quite right, she will be the first one to tell you. And it's been fun to see the adjustments that she's made in year one of the AUSL. Kennedy's 2-2. 3-2 now against Amari Harper.
When she said on Saturday, when we had a chance to talk to her in a chair chat, that she's starting to feel more like herself again. And you could tell that when she said that, she meant it. And she's been pitching like it.
Down the line and right, that is foul. So Harper really turning on that one.
The one thing that I'm already noticing about Nyjah Kennedy's curveball in comparison to how she threw it against the Blaze a couple of days ago in that complete game win that she had is that she's just not getting it in enough to these lefties and not getting it out enough to the righties. She's leaving it about a ball on the plate, and that's going to get hit hard against the Spark offense.
Strike three called. So Kennedy finishes off her inning with a strikeout, but Sydney Romero at it again. She gives Oklahoma City a 1-0 lead, but fortunately a good finish for Kennedy.
Paints the corner here and gets even a little bit on the outside corner for the final K.
The AUSL is sponsored by Gooder. as well as by Mizuno. Well, in the top of the first inning, we see Oklahoma City get on the board, but Texas Volts, they've had a lot to celebrate of late. A couple of walk-off wins for them. Yesterday, they end up winning by run roll, and so for the first time this year, they have won 3 games in a row, and we'll see if they're able to continue that tonight against the Oklahoma City Spark, who are fighting for a playoff spot. Jackie Liss, she was one who had a walk-off RBI, and then in the final game of their series against Carolina had a 3-run homer too. So it'll be Riley Boone to start things off, and she'll cut and miss at the first pitch she sees out of Jalen Ford.
Good to see Jalen Ford get just her second start of the year. They've been using her a ton in relief. I think they have a lot of belief in her and her mindset and the way that she is a veteran, has played many years of professional softball, so they believe in her in those high leverage moments. But this is a pretty high leverage moment too. Giving her the start, feels like the season is on the line. Every game moving forward is going to be a must-win game for the Spark. So give the ball to Jalen Ford coming from the left-hand side. She is a tough lefty-on-lefty matchup.
1 ball and 2 strikes. I mean, a lot of professional experience since 2017. She's competed in the Japan Diamond League. And it's, I think, maybe the real question mark about the Spark. Are they going to be able to do enough on the pitching side of things? Boone into center field. Brady is able to make the catch on the run.
And of course, coming from the left-hand side with Jalen Ford, she's going to rely a lot on her curveball. She can throw it on both sides of the plate. It is her most used pitch. She'll throw it 64% of the time, what we've seen from her and her first AUSL season of competition. Also mix in a rise and a changeup. Her changeup is one of her best chase pitches. 44% of the time she gets a chase on that change.
And the good thing, if you are in the circle for Oklahoma City, you know your offense is going to back you up. Here's Danica Coffey for the Volts. And there is strike 1 into her. Oklahoma City coming off a win against Utah on Sunday. The Spark have won 4 out of the last 6 games that they have played. That follows a 5-game losing streak.
I feel like there's been some big momentum shifts in this league all season long. There's been some long win streaks, some long losing streaks all throughout June and July. And somehow all of a sudden we're just, what, a week away from College Station. Maybe a little bit more, but regular season ends on July 20th, so time is winding down.
I mean, and a lot is at stake still. Like, who is going to end up claiming that top spot in the AUSL? You were thinking for most of the year that's going to be Utah, but Chicago is right behind, and Chicago and Utah are going to play each other to finish off the regular season.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to be so locked in. Jeff, I know this is the first time that we're working together, but I watch every game. I'm locked in to every AUSL game. Now, in the college game, there's a lot more games, so I can't watch every game. But I'm watching softball every night. I am going to be watching an AUSL game every day from now until July 20th, because there will be one, and all of them are going to be so important. I just cannot believe that the Talons and Bandits play each other for the final weekend. They're going to be playing for that top seed.
Coffey swings and misses. So Ford picks up the strikeout.
This is that rise ball. It also gets really good chase, too. We talked about the changeup with the chase, but her rise ball gets a chase 50% of the time. It has explosive movement, and when her curveball and rise ball are working, like what it looks like already early in this start, Jalen Ford is tough.
And that was kind of like a fast-moving elevator, as there's a strike into Tiare Jennings.
The kind that we always wish that we had, the fast-moving elevator. There aren't very many of them, Jeff.
Not many, but ones like that certainly stand out. Even count against Jennings, who's one of the leading hitters on the Volts this year. Two and one against Jennings. And Jennings tied for first on the team in home runs, along with Binford.
swing and miss there on a pitch that is not one of her top 3 pitches, going down the zone with her drop ball. That's some nasty movement to it. Not expecting it at all with her curve and rise being her most used pitches.
She's looked sharp in this first inning of work. Because as you said, Amanda has not started very many games this year. Jennings has been particularly good against left-handed pitching. And she will take for ball 4.
You know, we noticed that in the expansion draft and the allocation draft with the Cascade and the Spark, 2 expansion teams that joined the AUSL for this first season to make it now 6 teams in the AUSL. We noticed it seemed like the Spark went more of the offensive route with how they drafted, and the Cascade went more of the pitching route. You can see how that's played out this summer with the strengths of both teams. Cascade, more of a pitching strength team, and Spark, more of an offensive strength team.
Yeah, there was a lot of really good pitching available in this past year's draft. But against the Oklahoma City Spark offense, when you see it, part of you wants to cover your eyes a little bit if it's your day to go in the circle.
It's just been, again, so hit and miss. They've had some really nice outings. I mean, the way that Elena Vaughter threw in their last game, get through in the complete game, was exceptional against the Talents. They've had really good moments like that from Maya Johnson, from Jalen Ford, but then moments where they've given up bundles of runs, too.
Molipola ahead of the count here. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, there's a look at it for the Spark this season, but as you said, the last 3 games, an ERA of 3 with all the homers the Spark will hit, that will certainly work.
And just going deeper into games, too, having a quality start, similar to what the Volts did against the Blaze when we talked about Kennedy, Carta, and Garcia going deep into games and helping lead to those wins in the sweep.
Molipola takes down Deja Molipola, who started off her season in the Japan Diamond League. She did not see Oklahoma City when these 2 clubs met, which was the first series of the year for each team. Up the middle, and that's going to get through. Jennings thinks about it, but she's going to hold on at second base.
And Jalen Ford is really athletic in the circle, and so is Nyjah Kennedy on the other side. We have some really athletic pitchers actually in this series between the Spark and Volts, and this is a ball that she went up on and pulled her glove back. It could have been an out, but look at how she pulled her glove back, thinking that Sid Romero was going to be there, not understanding that Romero wasn't playing so much up the middle of the field, so she was late getting there. But you see Ford pull her glove back, thinking she didn't want to knock it down, and that led to a hit.
That's why a lot of pitchers will make sure to check where their defense is positioned, so that way you don't get one of those terrible deflections if you do decide to shoot your glove up. Here's Rachel Garcia. She's hit safely in 5 straight games, puts it in the air to right field. Harper coming on, and she's got it. So a little bit of 2-out traffic by Ford, but she navigates around it through 1 inning. 1-0 OKC.
home once more. God bless America, our home, sweet home. Thank you.
Chief Master Sergeant Jimmy Long.
We're back here in Round Rock, Texas. The Spark with a 1-0 lead over the Volts, and it is never too late to fall in love with the sport of softball, guys. And I have someone here with me. This is Chief Master Sergeant Jim Lawson, who sang God Bless America today before the game. And this is your first softball game, right, Jim?
Yes. Yeah, other than the backyard.
Other than the backyard. And you had the opportunity to sing God Bless America before this game. What was that like?
It was a dream come true. I've always wanted to sing at the biggest crowd that I could sing to, and that's always been a dream of mine. Yeah, it would not bother me to stand on the Capitol steps and sing to multitudes. I'm not bashful.
We can tell that you're not bashful. You sang to all these people here in Round Rock. As we said, first game for you. What has been your favorite part so far of watching these women play?
Yeah, it's been to see the lady boats play a game, because I've heard a lot about them. So I want to be one of their followers, one of their fans. So, like I say, I'm a Volts fan now. So.
Well, the Volts are excited to have you. Jim, thank you so much for singing God Bless America and for joining us on the broadcast.
Can I say something?
Yes.
It's a 7th inning stretch. If they want me to, I got a sports song I can sing. But that's up to them.
All right, we'll let them know. We'll send it back up to the booth now.
Okay, thank you, sweetheart.
I love that sound of that. You know, come on in the 5th inning. One of these games, obviously, it's a little bit shorter than a baseball game, but he was so good, so much passion. I thought what was really cool about it, too, is that not only does Chief Master Sergeant Jim get to sing and kind of accomplish a lifelong dream, but he had 30 family and friends that are here as well.
Yeah, he is 90 and had the lifelong dream of singing God Bless America at a sporting event, and had people from the nursing home, I think, help reach out to coordinate this, and even had an audition video that he sent in to AUSL, and in the video he performed well, so gave him an opportunity to do it here, and he absolutely crushed it. Such a cool moment.
Yeah, thank you so much for your service, Jim. And another great thing as the AUSL goes along, some of the great moments have been on the field, but some of them have been off the field too, and one that we will not be forgetting. Here's Bubba Nichols, Camarena, facing Nyjah Kennedy. Gave up an RBI double to Sydney Romero in the 1st inning. As Romero trying to make her case for MVP in the AUSL. 15th RBI for Romero in her last 9 games, turning it on when her team needs her.
It rained today, and so when Jessie Warren has been getting her lead over there, it's kind of messed up the grass. In fact, Sierra Romero has a big chunk of grass that she just threw to the side, so really wet field. It poured this morning for several hours all throughout Austin, and so you can see that kind of messed with the field there, and when she was getting a lead, kind of made that grass pull up.
And so one of the unique features about playing here at the Dell Diamond, a grass surface, and it's one that the Volts have gotten used to as the year has rolled along. 2-1 here against Camarena.
Well, and so much credit to the field crew here at Dell Diamond to be able to transition the field from a AAA field to a softball field. Of course, they cut out the circle that Nyjah Kennedy is pitching in right now. So not a chalk circle like we're used to seeing whenever we have a dirt infield, but you can still see it's cut out with the grass as Nyjah Kennedy has walked back-to-back hitters here.
Yeah, it is the AAA home of the Texas Rangers. And now a meeting at the circle between Michaela Enfield and Nyjah Kennedy. And I'm sure there's part of Kennedy that's kicking herself a little bit. You know, you're at the bottom 3rd of the order. You go hit by pitch, walk, and then you got that really tough group that's not too far away in the lineup.
Yeah, and you know, she loves hearing from Michaela Edenfield back behind the plate. I think that they've grown a really strong relationship over the course of the last month. As Nyjah Kennedy has just been working through some mechanical things, getting a lot of encouragement, a lot of specific details and feedback back from Michaela Edenfield, who she loves throwing to.
And there's Aaliyah Binford, who's warming up in the bullpen for the Volts. The next appearance that she makes is going to match an AUSL single season record. She leads the league with 14 appearances on the year.
You know, I was thinking the other day when Nyjah was pitching Jeff, how she's going through these mechanical changes in the bullpen at practice in between her appearances in the circle, and just how difficult that is for a pitcher to make changes in the bullpen, but then to also be thinking about it in the game while you're facing some of the best hitters in the world. That's not an easy thing to do. She has made it look fairly easy because she's so athletic and in tune with her body, but it's not easy to do, to execute mechanical changes and still perform at a high level like she's doing.
Well, especially when you know if you're Kennedy, you're going to be pitching every couple of days. So there's not a whole lot of time in which you have to do it. But give credit to Kennedy for how she's come along, and also credit to pitching coach Josh Trevino, who's worked very well with her.
Because when you're out there, you want to trust yourself completely. You want to be focused on who's up and the spot that you want to hit, and what the umpire is giving you in the situation. The last thing you want to be thinking about is mechanical stuff. That's more of that preparation mindset that goes into practice and the bullpen. But she's probably doing a little bit of both.
Gordon back to the circle. Kennedy is going to get the force out at third. That's an out, but it's a big one. And you also keep the double play in order. And so we'll head over to McKinney, and we're going to send it down to Maria Trivalpiece with more about Nyjah Kennedy.
Well, Amanda, you were just touching on how in tune Nyjah Kennedy is with her body. In between innings, she's actually working on her drag foot in the dugout, pulling it across, and so constantly working on it, not just in the bullpen, but during the game as well.
Right, you're a rock star to even notice that and just see what Nyjah Kennedy is doing in the dugout in between innings. Maybe that's something that she felt in the first inning. Remember, we talked about her curveball was a little bit on the plate in the first inning. She probably noticed that. Michaela Edenfield probably gave her that feedback of like, hey, we need to get this curveball a little bit more on the corner, and working on that in between innings. I absolutely love that. And Nyjah Kennedy always trying to develop and be better at her craft.
Set down by McKinney. Kennedy just in time. Really good pitching by Nyjah Kennedy. She got herself in some trouble with one out, but she's able to navigate around it.
Volts swept the Blaze in a 3-game series with back-to-back-to-back walk-offs. So Riley Boone, sacrifice fly, RBI, won it in game 1, and the rookie Jackie Liss won it in game 2 after Deja Mulipola was intentionally walked, the batter before her, by the way. And then Aaliyah Binford, this one a walk-off in run rule fashion. The first 2 games super close. The first game was extra innings, tight games in game 1 and game 2, and then all Volts offense in game 3 for their first ever in franchise history run rule win.
And there it is. Boone, Liss, Mulipola, 3 key pieces of your offense. You hit over 500. Rest of the team, but then you also have to factor in just how good the pitching was in those 3 games as well. And it was a stretch, and it's been a stretch for Texas where they've brought it all together.
That's the thing about the Blaze and their struggles right now. The Blaze are still in the postseason hunt, but they have not done themselves any favors. They've had heartbreaker after heartbreaker, losing, I think, 4 walk-offs in their last 5 or 6 games. I mean, it has been tough going for the Blaze, who are still fighting for a top 3 spot in the standings for a chance at the playoffs.
Here's Jackie Liss. Had her first pro home run in the first inning yesterday, as Texas getting that run will win against the Carolina Blaze. Out to the gap, and this is going to get down, cut off by Harper, though. She's going to limit Liss to a long single. Tonight, NBA Summer League continues. Nuggets Thunder at 9 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Jeff Arnold, Amanda Scarborough, we have Tribal Peace with you here from the Dell Diamond, along with our great crew. And what is the first meeting between these 2 teams since all the way back to the start of the AUSL season? How much has changed since then? How many great moments we've witnessed? How many SportsCenter top 10 plays there have been? As Edenfield is waiting, as they, I think, are fixing the grass over at first base. It's going to be tough to get your footing as a base runner over there, though, as you said, the grounds crew has done everything that they can with all the rain that we had earlier on.
I would not want to be a first baseman either, wanting to stay down on some ground balls headed that way, because oftentimes that first baseman going to be playing back behind where that divot is happening. But every lead, whenever that runner gets their lead, they plant their right foot down and push back against the grass to go back to first base, and it's just causing a real situation out there.
Now here comes Lyndon Baptiste, the home plate umpire. And he's examining that area. And it's a field that gets used a lot. I mean, you have all the minor league games that you get played, and then you have the Texas Volts who play here as well. Volts, they've just got 2 home games left in their season.
When the field was so wet, they didn't even take BP out on the field before the game. Usually that's something that happens every pregame. Both teams are out on the field taking BP, but that just did not even come close to happening, just to let the field breathe and dry out a little bit because of all the rain that's been had today.
1-1 against Michaela Edenfield. He's done a really good job getting to know the pitching staff that the Volts have assembled. Sets the bunt down, and it'll spin foul. And so she is in the lineup tonight. You also got Deja Mulipola in the lineup. She is out in left field for a change, so you get both of them in there.
I really like the battery of Rachel Garcia and Deja Mulipola, who have known each other for a while, and you can tell that Edenfield has been Nyjah Kennedy's everyday catcher, a growing relationship there. Both very young players compared to the veterans of Mulipola and Garcia.
Edenfield on that one. Keeps the count of 1-2.
It's a battery that we get to see for years to come. I'd love to see Edenfield catching Nyjah Kennedy for years in a Volts uniform, and them sticking together and growing their relationship like Garcia and Mulipola.
Lays off there, 2-2. You also got to love the razzle-dazzle makeup that you see Edenfield wear for every game, changes it up. Yanks that one foul. Josh Urich, the third base coach, has to go jumping out of the way.
73 miles an hour off the bat, so that one got on him in a hurry. But the razzle-dazzle, yep, absolutely what Michaela Edenfield is known for. She's very proud of it, takes a lot of effort and attention into the makeup that she puts, especially on her eyes pregame. Part of her pregame routine.
Do you have any special pregame routines when you would pitch?
I think I just put my socks on the same way. Other than that, pretty basic. Putting the uniform on the same way. Had a sparkly headband, and I was feeling like I was good to go at that point.
Enfield down the line and right. Harper's been busy, is there to make the catch. So it makes a nice play there as Enfield gave it a ride. One out in the bottom of the second. Now there's Harper out there, and then you've got Sierra Romero coming up to the plate. And this is a really special moment for the Romero family because Sierra and Sydney, who's playing shortstop for Oklahoma City, getting to match up, and this is going to be the final series that they get to do so, with Sierra Romero getting ready to retire at the end of the season.
So their mom, Melissa, was here yesterday. Even Sydney Romero got to come to the field and watch Sierra play the Blaze in Game 3 of that series as the Spark got here early for their series that would start today. Sophia, their other sister, was in town as well, and Sierra hit a really special moment yesterday. Her hitting a home run, and Sydney, Sophia, and Melissa getting to celebrate and be together to watch it off the bat, putting on the phone, on the videoing everything.
It's an athletic family, to be sure. You've got both Sydney and Sierra, who are doing their thing in the AUSL, and then their brother Mikey, who happens to be playing in the Boston Red Sox system. Now the Bolts, they have made the forward work, but gets it out at second and then on to first for the double play as Romero throws on. And so right as we say that they're making forward work a little bit, she gets the double play ball and Oklahoma City gets off the field.
And this is big with the way that Jalen Ford is pitching, the way that the Volts are hitting coming into this game, and much needed double play. The Spark must win this game.
Well, right now a 1-0 lead for Oklahoma City here at the home of the Round Rock Express, Dell Diamond. And the first matchup of this brief two-game series between these two clubs. The AUSL continues on Friday on ESPN2 with a matchup out of Oregon. It'll be the Volts against the Portland Cascade at 8 Eastern. You can catch the action live or stream it on the ESPN app. And it is going to be the Volts who are going to try and play a little bit of spoiler because the Cascade along with Oklahoma City, team that is part led by Joe Evans right there, who you go way back with, and Oklahoma City's in it, the Cascade are in it. It's going to be a fun last week in the AUSL. So it'll be Brady, Romero, and Wiz. Give Kennedy some credit in the last inning. Couple of base runners with one out, and then managed to get out of it as Brady sails it to center field. Boone going back and has just enough room.
The ball goes in the air with Maya Brady in the box, and you're holding your breath. For as Volts fans and as Spark fans, you're holding your breath, hoping it gets out of here. So much home run power for Maya Brady, and it seems like every time she steps into the box, she's squaring one up.
Yeah, the only thing you can really hope when Brady comes to the plate is she's not hitting with anybody on base. Romero, she hit with Brady on base her last time and collected her 15th RBI in her last 9 games. Huge season for Sydney Romero. And there's been such a big difference before how she played in year 1 and how much she's developed in year 2.
She struggled with a little bit of an injury last year that she was fighting throughout the season, but she put in the work coming into this season, and it's clearly paid off. She got stronger. She's had more hits, scored more runs, 7 home runs compared to just 1 last season. And then what she's been able to do at shortstop, too, is she's an athlete that you could put in any defensive position, but they put her at shortstop for a reason. Kirk Walker, the GM of the Oklahoma City Spark, believed that Sydney Romero could be the everyday shortstop for this team, and she has thrived.
Kennedy gets a strike over there to Romero, but she's still in the driver's seat on 3-1. Kind of cool for Sydney Romero. Played for Oklahoma, so it is a bit of a homecoming for her, getting to suit up for the Spark. This is the tough part if you're Nyjah Kennedy. You battle back down 3-0, now 3-2. Where do you go? See if you can get Sydney Romero.
Try to go to a changeup and catch her off guard, but I have a feeling they're not going to do that.
Lifts it out to left. Jennings and Mulipola, miscommunication. The ball drops in there, and it's going to be Romero at second base. We said for Mulipola, just her second game out in left field.
Quick break from the action, guys. And to those of you who've already subscribed or clicked to like and follow us, we certainly thank you. And you probably already received your free gift, and you can skip ahead. But for those of you who have not yet clicked that subscribe or follow button, we would like to ask you to do that for us because it really helps the channel. And we really appreciate those who support us so that we can keep making great content and growing this channel. So stay until the end of this video where we'll say thank you for watching and supporting us, but we'll do it in a tangible way you can personally enjoy and one that really brings actual value to you by giving you your choice of one of these 21 great digital guides or manuals you see on the screen right now covering a wide array of useful subjects, and you'll even be able to read their table of contents before you decide. And that's how we know that each one of you will find something helpful and beneficial to your life's current journey or your future goals. They're valued between $19 and $27, but completely free. We'll see you at the end of the video and then provide you the simple steps to go get it and select yours. Now back to the action, folks.
It's already on the tip of my tongue here. I can't wait to say it because Deja Mulipola, just her second start in left field. Tiari Jennings has been at shortstop, but just a miscommunication there between Jennings and Mulipola. And Mulipola not even in a great position to catch that. So it's going to be a double, I think, for Sid Romero.
We're still waiting on the ruling. The question kind of becomes, if you're going to give an error, like who do you give it to? So a runner on base now. Here's Delaney Wiz, another part of that four-headed monster at the top of the OKC lineup.
Going to that changeup a couple of times. It's a pitch I was thinking just going to throw to Sydney Romero and that last pitch, but she went to her rise ball instead, which is moving pretty well. Got Brady out on that fly ball to center field on it, and should have been an out to Sydney Romero. So if you're getting two of the best hitters out in the league on that pitch, you're feeling pretty good about the way that that pitch is moving and breaking today.
on the fists, and it's fouled back by Delaney Wiz. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now look at that. Brady, Romero, Wiz, especially that trio. 376. And a reason why the Spark at the very top of a lot of offensive categories in the AUSL. Kennedy gets a strikeout here, though. Big one coming against Wiz.
Change up early, then went to the rise, and then finished her off with the curveball. This pitch is spotted well, about a ball off the plate, right at the knees. That's the Nyjah Kennedy that we saw in her complete game win against the Blaze. That is a perfect spot.
Again, we'll see Nyjah Kennedy, see if she can eliminate some traffic. And I have to imagine that's something you get better at during your first pro season, is making sure when you make one mistake that it doesn't blow up and lead to a big inning.
Yeah, she just has to feel good about the adjustments that she's made from the first inning. I thought that first inning, you could tell she was fighting herself a little bit. Even in the second, gave up back-to-back walks or a hit by pitch followed by a walk. This is the best that I think that she has looked.
Still 0-2 against Amari Harper. For those of you scoring at home, Sydney Romero, the ball where there was a miscommunication between Mulipola in left and Jennings at short. That has been ruled a double.
She'll take it. Her stats already look really good even without that double, but she'll take another double in her stats.
Good pitch. Kennedy with a huge strikeout, back-to-back Ks to end the third inning, and Romero is left at second base.
She is feeling it with the way that she's throwing this changeup, second time through the order against the Spark. That pitch is nasty today.
Now, Oklahoma City's got a 1-0 lead over the Texas Volts. Bottom of the third inning, Sydney Romero with an RBI double in the first to account for our lone run in this game. But give Nyjah Kennedy some credit. She has worked herself into a little bit of trouble over the last 2 innings, but has found a way to minimize the damage. It'll be 9-1-2 coming up for Texas in this inning. The Volts are trying to extend their winning streak to 4 in a row. Be the first time in team history they can accomplish that. And there's ball 1 in a Kirsten Roos.
Just got a whiff of some barbecue up this way. I don't know if you smell it.
I'm smelling it right now.
It smells very good.
Down the line and right. Is this going to drop in? Yes, it will. This is going to go for extra bases. Roos stops at second, and that's a double. The first extra base hit of the game for Texas.
Her first professional hit. Kirsten Roos just continues to find a way onto the field. Reserve player that got pulled up to the Spark actually started that game at second base, and every time that she gets pulled up and needed, she's starting at second base, so she's getting chances. This one falls for her right down the right field line. First professional hit for the rookie.
You've got here. Leanne Good is actually not going to be here over the next 2 games. Dropped down by Boone, and that's a good sacrifice bunt that allows for Roos to take third. So your tying run now is right on the doorstep. Yeah, Leanne Good, as we were saying, she's not with the team over the next 2 days because she is at the ESPY Awards. The Texas Longhorn softball team is up for Team of the Year at the ESPYs, and so Roos reactivated for the Volts. So now you've got the infield in, and an opportunity for Danica Coffey, who is due up at the plate.
A lot of different options with the infield in. Actually, Sydney Romero is taking a couple of steps back and might work her way in, but runner at third base trying to cut that runner off and anticipate a little short game from Danica Coffey.
Line right back up the middle. That goes off of Ford and into center field. It's an RBI base hit for Coffey. You're hoping that Ford is okay as the comebacker came right at her, but Texas, they've evened it up.
First and foremost, I do think she's okay. She got right up. I think it got mostly her glove as she was able to knock it down, but Coffey keeping her feet still and wanting to swing away and power up with the infield in. Runner at third base. She's going to read the defense, not run through with her slap, use her short game, but hit a ball hard. 73 miles an hour off the bat, right back up the middle.
And prior to that RBI single that she just had, she was 2 for her previous 15 up at the plate.
And with the way that she just ran off the field and celebrated, you know that she might not know that exact number in stat, but she feels every bit of that struggle at the plate. So you know that she's happy about that one, plus tying up this game.
Yeah, and there it is. Runners at third base, less than 2 outs. Offensively, it's probably one of the bigger situational stats that you're going to see. OKC, they're second, and then the Volts, they're first in this category. And then both of these teams, they can also hit a lot of home runs. Jennings tied for the team home run lead along with Binford, and she'll take strike 1.
This Volts team has just been playing so free. I mean, it's been several games now where they've known that where they are in the standings and what their record is, and that they're not in the playoff hunt for this season, but they've still been able to put things together and fight hard.
Chop to third. McKinney throws to first, but Wiz is off the bag. So Wiz didn't get to first base in time, and so Jennings is going to be safe.
She was there. I think the throw just pulled her off, and then she tried to get back and do everything that she could, because McKinney, in a bang-bang play like that, knew that that was the only way to get rid of the ball, is just do whatever she could with it to first base.
So now a chance here for Mulipola. Takes strike 1. I mean, we talked about how it rained, and maybe it's challenging for the runner at first base from a base running standpoint, but maybe for some of the infielders too, just how the wet grass might affect their footing from a throwing standpoint.
Well, I think it's different for the Spark overall to go from playing at their home field for so long in Oklahoma City. That is a all-turf infield at Oklahoma City Christian, wherever that is their home field, where they play their home games, and then going to an all-grass infield that's wet. Could it definitely be playing a little bit slower and different.
Outside 1-2. Up the middle. There's one. Safe at first base. Romero caught it barehanded. Few extra style points there, but not able to get Mulipola on the back end.
That's so close. I think Amber Flores should challenge this, especially with where we're at in this game and where the Volts are at in their order. Watch Sid Romero barehand this toss from Sydney Sherrill. What athleticism.
Oklahoma is challenging the play at first base. The call on the field is safe. This play is under review.
I think she's actually going to be safe, but I think that was worth a challenge at first base. Good hustle by Mulipola. And down the line, my goodness, how awesome would that have been if that was a real double play? Sid Romero with the bare hand, getting the toss from the other Sydney. There's 3 Sydneys on the infield for the Spark, by the way. Third base, shortstop, and second.
The Oklahoma City Spark, they're tied for the fewest double plays turned, and it was nearly back-to-back inning-ending double plays.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is safe. This is Oklahoma's first challenge.
So there's Tatum Stolting, who lets us know that the call is confirmed. And so you've got runners at first and third, 2 outs in the inning now, but Texas, who is trailing Oklahoma City coming into this inning, they're going to have a shot. And here's Rachel Garcia, who's been swinging it well.
Know that she's swinging big right now too. She was MVP of the MLBX 3-on-3 competition in Philadelphia at the All-Star game and hit home run after home run in that competition. She's just so strong. It's going to be a tough out for Jalen Ford and this Spark team. She's so good in big moments.
And she almost hit a home run beyond the batter's eye in that competition. And came close to hitting Ashburn Alley, which is the area beyond the batter's eye at Citizens Bank Park. Chance for her with runners at first and third against Ford.
The AUSL players, which there were 4 of them that competed in this MLBX competition, absolutely stole the show. Rachel Garcia, Alyssa Brito, Nyjah Kennedy, and Tiare Jennings were, of course, they're in the middle of the season, so they're most prepared. They're competing with some former MLB players that some of them look like they had not swung in a very long time. They did awesome in the competition.
Two and two. And I liked what Shane Victorino, who is one of the coaches, said, that when you watch how well these AUSL players play, it inspires girls everywhere to be able to showcase what you could be at some point and the stage that you could be on. Did she check her swing? No, she did not. Garcia is down on strikes as Ford gets a big K, but in the inning, Texas ends up tying this game up. It is 1 apiece after 3.
This cord is in armpit. Oh, there it goes.
Well, it's a 1-1 game as Danica Coffey gets an RBI single to even the score. Sydney Romero had the lone run for Oklahoma City earlier on. And there's Tiare Jennings, who we're going to be talking to in our mid-action segment there, one of the great leaders on the Texas Volts. And she participated in the MLBX competition that we were talking about at Citizens Bank Park. And so there's Tiare Jennings right there. We're going to be talking to her shortly and maybe ask just how the Volts have been on the run that they have been on right now. And she's done a little bit of everything. At USL with the Texas Volts, USA softball. She wins a gold medal at the World Games. And at the Oklahoma City Sparks, she played for them too. Tiare, Jeff Arnold, Amanda Scarborough with you. How are you down there?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing great. Have you been able to get any sleep after a very busy weekend?
I don't need it. I'm on a high right now. I can go, oh, I don't need it. Yeah, Naj!
Terry, were you more nervous to be the stadium captain at the World Cup game or to compete in the MLB X competition?
Stadium captain for sure. I had to line up the ball. You okay? Okay. I had to line up the Adidas logo to the Adidas sign without looking at it, and that was nerve-wracking. But hitting a baseball in Philly, easy. That was good.
And you had some travel issues that day too to get to the World Cup game, right? What happened?
I was supposed to be on a 7 a.m. flight, Delta, in Austin, and didn't leave until 3 p.m. So I was in the Delta Sky Lounge. I watched the game that I could have played in here. I watched the Volts walk it off. Good pitch, there it is. One at a time, Nige, one at a time. You good?
Yeah, and then at the MLBX competition, you did so well there. Was there maybe somebody that you met that you were kind of starstruck by?
I'm gonna say Antonio from Off Campus, the show. He was just so awesome, so nice. I did watch the show, loved it, and I just liked how he was just super personable, and to see him outside of being on TV, so I thought it was awesome, along with the MLB legends. Good pitch, Nija, see you! The MLB legends are obviously always so great. Just the MLBX family is super awesome, and just learning from them, watching their swings, and some of the celebrities there too. It was just really, really awesome. Come on, Nige, you win this one. You win this one. Yes, that's it! Love it. See you working, reset, here we go. Let's roll it, yeah, me and you.
Tiare,
You sold me. I was about to write strikeout, by the way, Tiare, and then I noticed that Sydney Sherrill is running down to first base, but you sold me on that.
I'm trying. I love watching Nija compete. She's been feeling like herself lately, and it's been really awesome just to play behind her and connect with her a little bit more. So it's been fun watching her.
what's the thing about the development of Nige that maybe you've admired the most, just kind of coming off a long college season and right into the AUSL?
I think the first day she came, she didn't have the outing she wanted, and she apologized. So like, Nija, this is a team here, and good job! And she had to get her out of like taking all the pressure off her. And I think she kind of felt that a little bit coming in, and just knowing that like, hey, we're behind you as the team. We're going through a storm right now, and we're kind of finding the light out of it. And so just working together, but just seeing her, that's a great spot. Just seeing her come out of her shell and take the weight off her shoulders a little bit, and has been really fun to see. Me and Roos, let's do it.
1-2 here against Jessie Warren.
A lot of space, Nige. Good.
Just gets a piece of that one. Tiare, I want to ask you about playing shortstop because you've made so many great plays over there this year. When did you start playing the position, and who maybe helped you learn it initially?
I would say Mike Stith and Sydney Romero, obviously being a bat buster. Started out a little bit at second base and then transitioned to shortstop. So learned it before in middle school. Come on, foul. Yep, good job, Nige. And then obviously in college you had Grace Lyons over there, so I was more than happy playing second base and rolling it up with her. She graduated, got to play short, and kind of been back since, but just being able to play the middles. Me, you.
You and Jada Coleman were kind of fighting Grace Lyons for that shortstop position, huh?
Yeah, Jada can play anywhere, literally anywhere.
Hey, what's going to be next for you after the season wraps up? What's next for the rest of the summer and fall?
Going out with USA and playing in the International Cup, and I'm just grateful to get the opportunity and continue playing. And you're right, here we go. Use us, let's use us, we're here we go. And then after that, kind of going back to All-Star Cup hopefully and getting to compete there, and then I'll be back GAing with my OU girls, so just really excited, a lot of softball. Good job, Nige.
Terry, last one for me. As a coach now, how much has that informed what you do when you get to play? How much has it changed the way you perform as a player?
A whole lot. I think just kind of the way, the little things. I want the OU girls kind of just to see, not even just the OU team, but like just girls in the stands, just kind of watching me off the field and just doing the little things, you know, hustling on and off the field, just the little things that make the game. No. That make the game so special too. Keep working, guys, you're behind you. So just the little things, hustling, communicating, smiling, the joyfulness, just playing softball the right way. And that's just really something that I want to portray when I'm playing, and not really worrying about the outcomes of the game.
Well, Tiara, I know it's been a really busy last couple of days. I hope you get some sleep at some point, but we will enjoy the rest of the season, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So we're going to have a pitching change here for the Texas Volts. One apiece here in the fourth. Well, Nyjah Kennedy exits the game after issuing consecutive walks in the fourth inning. She's going to be responsible for both Cheryl and Warren on base. And so a little bit of trouble here for the Volts, but they're going to see if they can navigate around it.
Allie Carter pitched well at her last start against the Blaze, so quickly bringing her in, a lot of confidence in how she's pitching right now. Just, I think, a tough start for Nyjah Kennedy. She had some really good moments mixed in there, but you can tell the consistency, the command just wasn't quite there, so they're going to go ahead and take her out and give the ball to Allie Carter, the veteran.
I mean, you have to give Kennedy some credit. She did battle. She had some traffic that she dealt with. 7 different 3-ball counts, so that's going to catch up to you sooner rather than later. So Carter will be in, and it's Bubba Nichols Camarena who is going to be the first that she sees. There's Carter last time out against the Blaze. One of a trio of Volts pitchers who was dynamite in that series. Bunt gets set down. Liss is going to go on to first base and collect the out, but that is a good sacrifice bunt, and now there are runners at second and third with one away.
Good job by Bubba Nichols Camarena just to get the top half of the ball, and even though it was so low in the zone, it almost looked like it was at her feet.
So here's Sarah Gordon. Gordon grounded into a fielder's choice her first time. And 2 days ago, had the first home run of her pro career. That's the thing about Oklahoma City. They can hit a lot of long balls, and when you look at percentages of runs scored between teams like the Volts and Oklahoma City, you know that sometimes they're just a bloop and a blast away from jumping in front. 2-1 here against Gordon. Now there's the situational piece for the Spark. Runners on, big stat, runners in scoring position, 295. Something that, you know, Amber Flores really likes seeing out of her team. 3-1. But as we kind of mentioned earlier on, the offense will certainly carry Oklahoma City in this past week, and they're going to need to roll up a bunch of wins, but it's almost going to come down to how well can the pitching staff do.
being able to take advantage of moments like this. So much patience displayed by the Spark in this inning. I mean, really just in this game with the amount of walks that they've drawn. And I can't say, too, you know, I can't necessarily blame a tight zone from the umpire. I haven't really noticed any calls that just haven't gone their way, just a lack of command, and Spark's showing a lot of patience.
In this inning, we've seen the Spark load up the bases without the benefit of the Hicks. Walk to Sherrill, Warren, and Gordon. And this is kind of where Nyjah Kennedy was in the second inning, having some trouble with the bottom part of the Spark order before she got out of it.
You have to be really careful with who's coming up right now. So double play opportunity with the bases loaded, even though Carta is a little bit more of an upspin pitcher, but Maya Brady on deck, and then Sid Romero in the hole. This has an opportunity to be a big inning for the Spark if they take advantage of it.
McKinney puts it in play. Coming home, wild throw. It gets beyond Edenfield. And now you're going to see Oklahoma City take the lead. Now just a wild throw there by Roos. Enfield was not able to adjust. And Oklahoma City grabs 2 off the poor throw.
Surprised not to see her just try to tag the runner that was running in front of her. We'll take another look at it right here. I guess it was a little bit too far back behind her, so decided to make that throw home. And I think just feeling the pressure, being a new player on this Volts team, maybe a wet ball too with the infield, playing in the grass, not getting a good grip on it.
So they're still at second and third. And the situation that you want to try and avoid, Maya Brady at the plate with a couple in scoring position. Brady hit one a very deep center, but it was caught her last time up. Two 2-0 here against Brady, who scored the first run for Oklahoma City. Drives it to center field. Catch gets made by Boone. She's going to go to third, but the sacrifice fly is going to allow for an additional run to score as Gordon comes in. And now it's a 3-run inning for the Spark. They've got a 4-1 lead. So Maya Brady, she has driven in a run. She has walked and she has scored a run. And the Spark picking up where they left off their last time out.
Being able to take advantage of the walks that have been given to them. All 4 runs that they've scored, the runner, or the hitter, I should say, got on base because of a free pass, because of a walk. So just showing a different aspect of their game. Sometimes it's an offense that will hunt early in the count, but you can tell this Spark team being very patient here in this game.
Now, time is called at home plate. And so you get Romero here as she drove in a run via double, and then she was credited with a double after one fell into shallow left, where Jennings and Mulipola were not on the same page.
I really like the off-speed pitch that Ali Carta throws. That's what that was, just Sid Romero, where she was just way out in front of that pitch. Carta spins it well. She sells it well with her motion. Got Romero completely fooled with that pitch. We'll see if she doubles up or goes to something hard enough.
And her season debut, end of June. Right field here for Coffey. Catch gets made. But in the inning, we see the walks come back to hurt Texas. Oklahoma City gets 3, and they've got a lead of 4-1.
today.
Well, we got a busy night tomorrow in the AUSL. Chicago Bandits are taking on the Carolina Blaze. Bandits have been red hot. And then on Wednesday as well, you got the OKC Spark and the Texas Volts. We'll have that one for you on ESPNU. And then you've got the Talons and the Portland Cascade. A lot of things still to be decided in the AUSL in this final week of the regular season.
I didn't know when I agreed to work this game that it was going to be a triple header night. We don't get very many of these nights with the triple header type situation. We have the middle game, so I think I think I'm already feeling a little bit sick, and I won't be able to work tomorrow night. So I just want to stay home and watch 3 games in a row.
Well, the fortunate thing is I've got a lot of notes as we send it down to Maria now on Jackie Liss.
Well, Jackie Liss has been hitting so well as of late, guys, and I asked her why is that, and she said when she came into the AUSL, she was taking a lot of pitches. In college, the strike zone was a bit smaller. She was able to do that. Here in the AUSL, the pitching is better and the strike zone a little bit bigger, so she needed to adjust. Ever since then, she's been able to hit a lot better in the box.
You can just tell that all these rookies that are playing on every team they're a hitter. They've had to adjust to what can be a slightly wider and slightly taller strike zone here in the AUSL. The pitchers get a little bit more off the edge. And I mean, let's just be honest, the college strike zone that we saw this spring was the size of a tennis ball. Seemed like right over the heart of the plate.
Flared out to center field. It'll drop in there. So Liss is now 2 for 2 on the night.
But I think these rookies are seeing what we've all been saying forever, is that they're still good hitters and they can hit these pitches off the plate. They've just been so trained to take a lot more in the college game versus what we're seeing with the AUSL hitters. It's just being a lot more aggressive early in the count, a lot of first pitch home runs, a lot of first pitch hits, or maybe second pitch in the at-bats. These hitters look early in the count because they don't want to get 2 strikes against these elite pitchers.
And it's something Ricky Woodard was talking about earlier on, to swing quickly because count gets deeper. As you said, it's going to be tough, and Edenfield pops out right there. And NWSL action is coming your way Wednesday night as Gotham FC takes on the Washington Spirit at 8 p.m. Eastern. Watch live on ESPN and stream the match anytime on the ESPN app. So 1 away, and now you've got Sierra Romero, who's coming up to the plate. Takes a strike, actually. 0-1. This year, when she's gotten her hits, Romero has made them count. 5 hits, 3 of them have gone for home runs.
A couple of tough strikes on the outer half that Jalen Ford, the call has gone her way, and quickly into a pitcher's count 0-2. And I think that those first 2 pitches of the at-bat, going off of what Maria was talking about, rookies in the bigger strike zone, prime example of this strike zone just being bigger than what we saw in the college game.
And it makes a really big difference. It helps out the pitchers some, and then the hitters have to do it a little differently as that skidded up the middle into center. Romero has got a base hit, and now you see Texas trying to battle back after the 3-run Spark 4th.
Just a veteran swing by Sierra Romero, just to be able to throw her barrel at that changeup last minute, 56 miles an hour. And Sid Romero, her sister, by the way, was playing more up the middle of the field and able to scoot it past her. 72 miles an hour exit velocity off the bat. That jumped off the bat for a 56 mile an hour pitch. And she was well out in front of it.
So you get Roos up here, just coming off her last at bat where she got her first AUSL hit. She's jammed here, fouling it away. Now Roos sending it down the line. Scored a run in the 3rd inning. Hit a lot of home runs in her last 2 college seasons. 40 total home runs in college, 30 of them in her final 2 seasons. 1-1.
3 Georgia rookies in this game. Sarah Gordon back behind the plate, Kirsten Roos, and then Jade Goodwin not getting the start today, but also on the Volts team.
First at second with 1 out. Tied up there, 1-2. So Ford, the next out that she picks up, it's going to equal her longest outing of the year. As we send it down to Maria Tribal-Peace.
Well, the first time Kirsten Roos was activated out of the reserve pool, it was actually to the Oklahoma City Spark. But here's the thing, she was coaching in a travel ball tournament. So when she told her players, they went absolutely crazy. She had to be on a flight at 6 a.m. the next day to get to Oklahoma City to play. Now she's here with the Volts, this time getting her first AUSL hit. And Aaliyah Binford actually said, hey, it's because you have the right colors on now that you're able to get a hit in the AUSL.
She had a day. She woke up at like 3 a.m., had to get on a flight, played in a game that night, went late into the night. I think she went to sleep at like midnight or 1 a.m. Just a long day for Kirsten Roos, but I'm sure that adrenaline was running on a high, and that energy from her team. I just love knowing that she was coaching girls that can look up to her and see her get the call up, so to speak. And know that that's going to be an option for them once they are old enough and maybe get an opportunity to play in college post that.
You're never sure when that call is going to come, but you need to be ready for it whenever it does. Working the count here against Ford. It's now 3-2.
The senior class that we had in this 2026 college season was just so deep. See a lot of rookies making an impact on these teams in all different types of ways.
Swing and a miss. Sees 8 pitches, but ultimately Ford gets the strikeout. 2 gone in the inning now.
Rise ball that was called, but it has some screwball action, meaning it's going to move away from Kirsten Roos, kind of head toward that left-handed batter's box. Gets the chase, but I like the spot of it, kind of like a low rise with screwball action.
So you get Riley Boone up to the plate, hitting with 2 outs. In the air, center field. Brady there to make the catch, and really nicely done by Jalen Ford. A couple reach base, but no damage done. OKC up 3.
Good IV.
Well, we have got the ESPYs coming up, and Megan Grant, she had a record-setting year at UCLA, single season record for home runs, and with a cascade, she's attempting to set the AUSL single season record as well. At the ESPYs, she is up for best record-breaking performance at UCLA. And then the Texas Longhorns aren't too far away from here. They're up in a couple of ESPY categories themselves.
Taking Kavan for an individual award for best championship performance. I mean, that could have happened for her in 2025 as well. She was the most outstanding player in the Women's College World Series last year and this year. And Texas Longhorns softball team going back-to-back, winning 2 national championships, up for best team. So I think there's going to be quite a few Texas softball players at the ESPYs representing and seeing if they're going to win. Interested to see, does Megan Grant, I mean, she has tough competition in the record-breaking performance category. There's a lot of competition. You have home runs, a sacks record, 6 gold medals at the Winter Olympics. I mean, that's pretty good. And then a sub-2-hour marathon time. So if she wins it, that is going to be an all-timer for the ESPYs. And, you know, Jeff, we've had winners from our softball players win several ESPYs in the past. So hopefully she gets it.
Yeah, and I've been so impressed with the year that Megan Grant has had coming over. And, yeah, if you're going to win ESPY winners, Kat Osterman, you would expect. And then Taryn Moat, who's the pitching coach with Chicago. A lot of AUSL ties amongst that group.
Yeah, I love it. Kat Osterman, who's the general manager of the Volts. You can barely see her. She's inside today. Caught a foul ball yesterday and gave it to a fan, which was fun to see. But she won a couple in back-to-back years there. Taryn Moat McKinney, she's the pitching coach for the Bandits. Jocelyn Allo in the mix. Love seeing her. Softball players winning awards. It's a big time to win an ESPY.
Yeah, we'll see how things end up turning out. Leanne Good, who he said is with the Texas Volts, she is actually headed to the ESPY Awards after her team. 1-1 here against Delaney Wiz. Carta jumps ahead in the count. It's 1-2. The Spark getting 3 runs in the last inning as walks at 3 of the first 4 hitters in the frame. And then a throwing error thrown in there, and then a sacrifice fly. So in the 4th, you see the Spark get 3 runs. They do so without the benefit of a hit.
Yeah, in fact, they're 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. So not gotten that big hit, but have just found different ways to get on base and make things happen. This is the best home run hitting team in the league, but always good to find different ways to get on base. So sometimes that home run power goes a little bit cold, but proven they can score in different ways.
3-2, and it's important, especially if you're going to be one of those top 3 teams that makes it to College Station, that you're going to be able to score runs in different ways. Spark trying to get on a run. Fly ball out to left field. And a nice play made there for out number 1. Goodwin makes the catch. The ESPYs, they are live Wednesday at 8 Eastern on ABC and ESPN, celebrating the biggest moments in sports. Don't miss it or catch it anytime on the ESPN app. Good time to have the ESPYs because it's those interesting times in the sports calendar. I mean, you've got the AUSL and great opportunity for fans to tune in because of the playoff race, but yeah, not a whole lot going on. You got the baseball all-star game tonight. One.
You know, Jeff, we were talking about the way that the Spark have scored runs in a different way in this game and just finding ways to get on base via walks. But entering this game, we talked about the Spark lead the AUSL in home runs. And the Volts just have been stingy with the amount of home runs that they have given up in the month of July. Only 3 for the whole month compared to the full month of June. 23 home runs.
Out to deep center field, and it's gone. Amari Harper sends it over the fence in center field. So maybe doing it a little different in the 4th, but back to the long ball here in the 5th, and it's 5-1 OKC. So Harper gets the home run off of Ali Carta, who came in for Nyjah Kennedy in the last inning.
It's the 4th home run given up by the Volts in the month of July. Kind of an unsuspected person it came from, right? We talk a lot about Brady and Romero and Delaney Wiz, but Amari Harper, the rookie, her second home run of her rookie season. That was a pitch right down the heart of the plate, a mistake by Carta that she took advantage of.
That's outside, 1-1. Let's send it down to Maria. She's got Amari Harper.
Amari, this Volts pitching staff has been so stingy with the amount of home runs they give up. How were you able to put one out of the park?
Honestly, I've been really stingy with my at-bats. I felt like I just needed to get a good swing off and give it my best, and whatever happens, happens, but just looking for something more down the plate and in my zone and just taking a hack.
Well, you certainly did that. I'll let you get back to it.
Thank you, thank you.
And makes that home run even sweeter, the fact that Amari had struck out her first 2 at-bats, but not letting those first 2 plate appearances get her down, found herself in a hitter's count, just got her swing off.
I mean, and you look at the players in Oklahoma's first series against Texas who were so big to them winning 2 out of 3 games. Harper was at the very top of the list. And they're a big add-on run, and Carta does not get the call. There's Harper, 3-year letter winner at Texas A&M, transferred to Oregon for her senior season. Ari's mom playing for Patty Gasso at Oklahoma as well. And there's ball 4 to Sydney Sherrill.
Amari Harper was recruited by Joe Evans before Joe Evans left Texas A&M, so they're able to be reunited. Haley Lee as well on the Oklahoma City Sparks. So a few connections there for Coach Evans, who is currently the head coach at UC Santa Barbara and finds herself in the middle of the country in Oklahoma City coaching the Spark team and just having an absolute blast being a part of this league.
Do you have any favorite memories of Joe Evans from your time at College Station?
It's the high five when you round third and she gives you a high five when you're headed home after a home run. Like, that high five will forever be cemented in my memory from being with her and getting a chance to play for her. It's just this solid high five that is undeniable that I just loved feeling it, rounding third base and heading home.
And you've got to just love all the different connections that there are. And part of what makes the AUSL so great is that there's so many legends of the game who are involved. It's helping the league grow, and part of the reason it's become so popular.
Absolutely. And she's a great mind. She's won a lot of games. She's the second winningest active coach, currently coaching D1 softball right now, behind Patty Gasso.
So again, we see Texas head to the bullpen, and it's going to be Jessica Mullins who is going to take the ball this time after Kennedy started things off, and then Carta had her challenges. And so you turn things over to Jessica Mullins, one of a handful of players on this Texas Volts team that is from the state of Texas. She's also done a lot of her work this year in relief. Couple of starts earlier on as she gets ready to try and lock things down. 2027 AUSL season ticket deposits are on sale now. Reserve your spot for your favorite team and secure priority access to the best seats and exclusive season ticket member benefits. Go to theausl.com and place your deposit today.
I have a feeling those tickets are only going to be harder to get as time goes on. It's just crazy to think that we are just in the second year of this league, and last year we didn't have home stadiums the way that we do this year. We just had 4 teams last year, already expanded to 6 teams this year. And these fans are passionate. Merch sales up 200%. They love representing their teams and their players.
And hit by pitch here, but Warren is going to be told to stay in the box, and that she leaned into it. And I think this is a good call from Lyndon Baptiste.
Yeah, and when that pitch is in the river area, so the river in between home plate and the batter's box, you have to make an attempt to get out of the way. You certainly can't lean in, but you also just can't stay put. You have to make an attempt to get out of the way.
And so she leans in. The pitch is a strike. Gets hit again, and now she's going to be awarded first base. What a bizarre sequence.
Well, especially when looking at the location of the pitch on the TrackMan, I think that pitch could be a strike, to be honest. I mean, at least what we see with the 2D strike zone, that the edge of the ball is showing that it is on top of the strike zone. So what do you got to do?
A lot of traffic tonight by Oklahoma City where they just haven't gotten hits. I mean, they only had 3 hits in this game.
They haven't gotten a lot to hit with all the free passes
and
the hit by pitches. And I think that that's a part of these Volts pitchers, knowing that they have to be careful with these home run hitters that are coming up. I mean, they didn't have to deal with that a lot against the Blaze in the last series. They pitched Reese Atwood very carefully. She hit a home run off of them in game 2, but besides that, it's like they learned their lesson before that, and after that, they pitched her tough.
So here's Bubba Nichols, Camarena. She can hit it out, and this is a foul ball. It's been a little bit of a home run drought for Nichols Camarena. Came in 48 at-bats entering tonight without a long ball. That certainly looks good. So it looks like maybe she's at the very end of the ice cream.
Might have been a snow cone, maybe, with the red lips that like she was having. But yeah, maybe ice cream too. But there's a very red tongue and lips going on there. And she's having a blast with her popcorn, her sweet treat, watching her Volts team.
You have a favorite ballpark food?
You know, I kind of just like to have like a little cheat day with like some chicken tenders and French fries, which is not, is that really a ballpark food? I don't know.
I mean, you see it everywhere, so strike 3 called. Nichols Camarena is rung up, second out of the inning.
The change up there by Jessica Mullins, who's in her 6th relief appearance of the season. You mentioned that they've relied on her a lot in this role, and that changeup is a big reason why.
Yeah, and pretty fun for Jessica Mullins. She gets to be reunited with her head coach at Texas State, Ricky Woodard, and obviously has had a big influence in the career of Jessica Mullins. Here's Coach Woodard.
She's a homebody. She's from Texas, from the Houston area. Like you mentioned, played for Ricky Woodard, the Volts head coach. So there's a lot of Texas connections for this Volts team, as there is another hit by pitch.
So by my count, between walks and hit by pitch is 9 in total. And Josh Trevino, who's the pitching coach for the Volts, is going to make his way out. We see Oklahoma City again load up the bases. This is what happened in the last inning too. They loaded up the bases with 3 walks before an error and a sacrifice fly helped them to a 3-run frame.
Imagine what this score would be if they could get a hit with runners in scoring position. They are 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position, just trying to find a pitch to hit, just this lack of command. I would imagine it's a tough day to be a hitter when there's not a lot of good pitches over the heart of the plate, throwing more off, more down, more hard inside with these hit by pitches. It's not easy to get comfortable in the box on a day like today.
No, it really isn't. And I will also give some credit to Linda Baptiste, who's the umpire behind home plate, calling balls and strikes. When you see this number of hit by pitches and walks, it's tough to be consistent, but he's done a good job. And, you know, for Texas, it's been a lot of unforced errors, and unfortunately for them, a bit of a departure from how their pitching staff performed over the weekend against Carolina. Strike 1 into McKinney.
You know, we were talking about earlier the impact of Brady, Romero, and Wiz on this offense, and you could add McKinney in there as well. So the top 4 in the order for the Volts all played in the finals last year with different teams, with the Bandits and the Talons, but they have that experience. And a big part of the expansion draft was getting players like Sydney Romero, who won a championship with the Talons, but then also as well as Maya Brady and McKinney and Wiz from the Bandits.
That's a fair ball. So that's going to get Cheryl in. Here's the throw to the plate. Another run scores, safe. And so McKinney putting the ball in play, down 0-2. And we see the Spark add a couple more runs. It's 7-1.
First hit with runners in scoring position for the Spark in this game. Now 7 runs on the board, and this one just hung right down the line, sneaking it past Jackie Liss at third base. That is just barrel to ball contact, sending it the other way, and that ball was barely fair.
And just slapped it. And so you're up by 6 runs right now. And now you got Maya Brady up at the plate, who has scored a run and driven in a run in this game. One and one against Maya Brady. One of the most dangerous hitters to face in all of the AUSL. You do not want to make a mistake to her.
It's just unfair when she shows bunt. And she can lay down a bunt and beat it out with her wheels, too. Now Jackie Liss at third baseman. She sees that bunt attempt, has to play a little bit further up the line. It's not going to be fun for her with the exit velocity that Maya Brady has.
So 3-1, and it feels like we've seen this a lot in this game. Texas pitchers behind in counts. You've got first open, but Romero next. It's fouled away. Three and 2 here against Brady. There it is. Brady 22 hits right out in front of home plate. And the out gets made at first base, but it's another big inning for Oklahoma City. Couple of crooked numbers hung up there in the last 2.
Balls. Okay. Is that my ball?
She just called you up a lot sooner.
It was just so high, and I was like,
Does she have it?
No, you can, yeah, call me off whenever. Thank you.
That's one of the things you have to do and can be a challenge sometimes when you've got a left fielder that you don't play with too often. And Tari Jennings having a chat there with Mulipola, and right now the Volts with some serious work to do. Oklahoma City back-to-back 3-run innings and have led to this big lead.
But it makes you appreciate how often you see that in a baseball or a softball game, how it's handled with ease, right? A left fielder or a corner outfielder going in for a ball and trying to communicate with the middle infielder. They make it look easy, but then it's, you know, for a moment like that, you have more appreciation for a play like that and how communication is important.
Well, the Spark have staked themselves to a good lead, but you got to give some credit, too, to Jalen Ford with the way that she has pitched in this game, mostly used as a relief pitcher, but she's had her longest outing of the year tonight.
She's been efficient compared to the other side, especially with her command. Just one walk that she's had so far, going deep into this game, exactly the start that the Spark needed from her. And now this is several back-to-back outings now for the Spark where their starting pitcher has gone deep into the game. Again, a game against the Talons, their final game in that series with Elena Vaughter, was so big with the way that she pitched and got herself out of jams.
It's 2-2 against Stuart Hunter, who's on a pinch hit. And maybe for Oklahoma City, as they go down the stretch here, seeing what starters can you rely on in the circle.
It's like her ball swing and miss with a little bit of upspin there.
So nicely done there. Let's go down to Maria Tribalpiece.
Well, Jeff, I think Amanda would get so excited watching Jalen Ford in the dugout in between innings. She is constantly working with pitching coach Courtney Oliver Elkins. They have the charts all laid out on the bench, and they're constantly in conversation figuring out how they want to throw hitters. It has been so much fun to watch.
Oh, I love it. And, you know, we have that new pitching series that is continuing to be released, done by Savannah Collins, about spin and accuracy and speed and movement. But there's a whole other side to what happens in that dugout. That could be an entire additional segment of that pitching series with the pitching coach and the pitcher and how they go about scouting hitters and what they're looking for and what they're going to game plan for the next inning. I mean, that could be its own series as well. It's just scouting and game prepping.
I mean, pitchers are, as you know, Amanda, they're all very different. Some want a lot of communication. Some want to kind of be left alone. What side did you fall on when you pitched?
I wanted a lot of communication. The more communication, the better for me. I love feedback. I like making adjustments, and especially from, you know, my catcher about pitch location, because sometimes as a pitcher, you're not realistic about where the pitch location actually was, and you need somebody to be real with you, whether that be your pitching coach or catcher, about what's going wrong, so you can make an in-game adjustment and stay out there a little longer, because as a pitcher, you want to pitch. You want to be in the game.
And the thing is, for the way Ford has pitched, she does well in this start. She might end up getting another start.
And I think she should, and I think that she will. Maddie Penta is a probable starter for tomorrow. They've used Maya Johnson a little bit less than what they had to do at the beginning of the season, where the Spark started. When these two teams played each other at first, it was an all-rookie pitching staff for the Spark. They had 3 pitchers that played in the Japan Diamond League, which is a big deal. If you're playing in the Japan Diamond League, whether you're a pitcher, position player, whatever, it's a big deal to play in that league. It's highly respected. That's why a lot of these players from America will go over and play there. They pay well. They run their professional league very, very well. And so they were missing 3 of their 5 pitchers, and they came back, and now they've just been trying to figure it out in the circle.
Now Jennings earns a free pass. She gets on base. Texas just tries to build traffic any way they can.
But I think that we saw Maddie Penta throw really well in her last outing. Elena Vaughter, of course, we talked about her a couple of times now, and now we're seeing Jalen Ford. These more veteran pitchers with experience on this pitching staff, I think, are really finding their groove. Maybe, Jeff, at the right time for what seems like game after game will be must-win for the Spark as Maddie Penta gets loose.
She's getting loose right now, and then she's scheduled to pitch tomorrow against Rachel Garcia, who has been really good for Texas over the span of this month. Molly Paula sends it a mile, but foul.
Well, in that Japan Diamond League as well, they play, it's a long season. They play early in the year, and then they have a break in the summer, and then the players that play in that league will go back there after the AUSL season to finish out the full JDL season.
A number of players will say that softball's their full-time job when you consider how long that season is, and then you count the break that you have in the summer months, and then you come and play in the AUSL, and it's pretty cool. You can make a living doing that. The styles are a little bit different. The practices, I know, in Japan are a little bit longer. But great softball there, and great softball here. Molly Paula is a strikeout victim. So Ford, she's also picked up some strikeouts in this game. That's 5 now.
She sure has. This is a backdoor curveball that has some late break to it. And that's the thing. Jalen Ford is more of an upspin pitcher. So sometimes her curveball on both sides of the plate will also move up a little bit. And that's why when she was throwing a few drop balls early in the game, it was like, whoa, where is this coming from? Because that gives such a different look to these hitters.
Well, she's ahead of the count against Garcia. That's the other thing about Ford, working ahead a lot. No hits in this game for Garcia. And she'll take in. Four-time in the Japan Diamond League. And then first player in the history of James Madison University to earn All-America honors. A couple of players in the AUSL who went to JMU. In the dirt, but Jennings not going anywhere.
She hit a little bit too at JMU, as did Odyssey Alexander Bennett, who is the other JMU player that you were mentioning that plays in the league. She pitches for the Bandits and has for back-to-back years now.
Right field. Harper is there to make the catch, and the inning concludes. So a couple of big innings for Oklahoma City. In this one, they've got a 6-run lead.
I always talk about feeling good, playing good, and that's really big in my game. I'm always someone who does my mascara and does everything because in order for me to play good, I always want to feel good.
Sydney Romero with the no-doubter. And Sydney Romero is scorching hot right now.
I get a lot of my confidence just from preparation. I remind myself that all of the preparation that I've done coming into whatever I'm doing, that is enough. So with that, just having the ability to trust in who I am and what I bring to the table. I always talk about playing free and having fun. That's the best Sydney that's in me. I'm Sydney Romero and I play for the Oklahoma City Spark, and my resilience is what makes me feel beautiful.
Yeah, and it's presented by Sephora, the exclusive beauty partner of the AUSL. She's got a great head on her shoulders. Obviously, such a great pedigree, being able to learn from Sierra and everything that she's accomplished and everything that she's done. Setting a really nice roadmap up, and got 3 professional players in the family with both Sierra and Sydney. And then you've got Mikey, who's currently plying his trade in the Boston Red Sox system. That's got to be pretty cool. As a parent, you can do a lot of bragging when that happens. And Sydney Romero, Big 12 Player of the Year. Incredible career that she had playing for Patty Gasso at Oklahoma.
It's fun to see her play just loose and free, and of course get another chance, one last chance today and tomorrow to play against her sister over at now, I think, second base as Rachel Garcia is at first base now. It has not been changed on Game Changer, but Sierra playing second base.
And it comes out to Sierra. Plays it on one bounce. I win this time.
I think I said Game Changer too, which I've never done. I meant stat broadcast. I'm already Little League softball mindset with the regional is just around the corner. We use Game Changer. You can tell I've been on a call today about Little League.
We forgive you. We forgive you. It's okay.
You know why too? Because they are game changers. Sydney Romero and Sierra Romero. They're game changers in this league.
And I can speak as a broadcaster. When you have stats that are readily available, it is a game changer too.
All the way around.
So Romero retires Romero. Here's Delaney Wiz. And it's a 1-ball and 1-strike count to her. 0 for 3 in the game.
It was big for the Spark to pick up Sarah Gordon. We were talking about her back behind the plate, one of the Georgia rookies, because then Delaney Wiz able to move to first base where she's been so good and maybe more of her true position. She did not catch a lot growing up, did not catch until she was in the later years of her career at UCLA.
Pitch is taken high. Time for Wiz as a softball coach as well. Time spent at Nevada and San Diego State. It's just something, maybe a little extra that you get when you're both playing and coaching, because it allows you to see the game differently. 3-2 count here against Wiz.
That's kind of what they say about people with an injury too, right? Like it's just a different angle, a different way to look at the game. Coaching can kind of be that same way where you see the game differently, you see plays and strategies and moments differently.
Fouls this one away. Seventh pitch on the way. I mean, the other thing about Oklahoma City is they have worked the count and they haven't expanded the strike zone either. Club that can wear you down offensively. There's Joe Evans. Gotta love the at-bats that she's seen her team take tonight. There, Wiz just punching it foul, playing a game of pepper there.
Spoiling pitches.
High pop-up, and this will land foul. Great news is with Wiz fouling all these pitches off, it gives you a great chance to get a souvenir if you haven't gotten one yet. Fans coming out tonight to the Dell Diamond. Really cool ballpark. Fans love coming out here in Texas. Big softball scene here. Pop up and cut. Very nice play made by Edenfield. Or Mulipola, I should say. So there's out number 2. Mark your calendars for a great National League showdown as the Mets take on the Phillies Thursday at 7 Eastern on ESPN. And you can stream the game live on the ESPN app. That is where the MLB All-Star Game is this year. Philadelphia. Home Run Derby was last night. Jordan Walker, the Cardinals ended up winning and beating the hometown favorite in Kyle Schwarber.
Okay, but did you like the new format? How did you feel about it?
I felt great about the format. I also found it very entertaining and very on brand for Philadelphia that every time Walker came up and would send one over the fence in that final round, they'd boo him.
Yeah.
So passionate there, and that was a fun night watching the Home Run Derby. All-Star Game tonight. And then as we just showed you, baseball coming up again soon.
I didn't think I was going to like it. I was kind of anti the new format when I saw it, and then I kind of liked it. I was kind of into it. I didn't expect myself to watch it. I kind of tuned in a little bit late, and then I couldn't stop watching.
It's one of those things they've kind of toyed around with over the years, trying to find the right fit. But I thought they did a good job with it. And then over the weekend, when you had the MLBX competition going on with all the AUSL players, they stole the show. Swing and a miss. Harper goes down on strikes. So good job there by Mullins. We are playing here in the 6th inning, all OKC. Now we are here in Texas. Check out your game summary. Sydney Romero, a couple of doubles and an RBI, and a big part of the story, I think, for the Spark. You've got the bottom part of the order getting on base, and then you create a bunch of opportunities for the big boppers at the top.
Taking those walks and just finding different ways to get on base. Bottom of the order, get it done. When we were talking so much about the top, they're still really good, but just finding different ways to win.
And Spark can finish this off. It'd be their 5th win in their last 7 games, and that would move them within a game of the 500 mark. 1-1 against Jackie Liss. Saying a lot of time over at third base now. Since the end of June, since Amina Vega left, it has been Liss who the Volts have leaned on over there. Drives this one out to left field. And it's gone. So Liss exits the park. Maybe a tough night for the Volts, but a 3-for-3 evening for her. And she's able to take 4 deep.
It's been fun to watch Jackie Liss get comfortable at the plate. Jerry Glasgow, her head coach at Texas Tech, said this past year, the 1 year that she had played for Texas Tech, that she's just a professional hitter. She comes from a baseball family. They know the swing, they know mechanics, they know approach, and she's just so short to the ball, uses both alleys to right center and left center. Her other home run was in the way that she's been able, or I should say extra base hits, that she's been able to use the right side of the field. This one more toward the pull side, and able to go up and get a rise ball, handle it well.
It comes from a great background. Dad Joe operates a baseball and softball school. Grandfather Joe Sr. played 8 seasons in the majors with 4 different teams. Sky to left. Is there going to be room? No.
I've seen somebody like her get an opportunity to play in this league too. Remember, Jackie Liss started her career, played 3 years at Southern Illinois, and then transferred to Texas Tech, where it will probably play tougher competition and get seen to be in the reserve athlete pool and get pulled up for moments like she's been having. She's been a big part of this Volts team, despite not getting drafted. She's a player that I think will stick around in this league. I really believe Jackie Liss can be a professional hitter, and we've seen her do it the past several games, getting comfortable.
That one's foul back, and let's send it down to Maria. She is with Jackie Liss.
Jackie, 2 home runs in 2 days. How big are you seeing the ball right now?
Yeah, I've definitely made my adjustments. It was taking me a while to get used to a lot of different pitching, like, I haven't seen, and really just trusting my teammates ahead of me, telling me what they're seeing, and making my adjustments before I get in the box.
And would Peanut be proud of that home run?
I would like to say so, but she's not easily impressed.
I think she might be. Thank you, Jackie.
No problem.
Okay, on my to-do list is to get pictures of Peanuts of Peanut for maybe another Jackie Liss home run that we'll see tomorrow, so that when Jackie Liss mentions Peanut, we can show her. But Jackie Liss is, her puppy is named Peanut. It's a young golden retriever. We saw Peanut at the Women's College World Series, which is where Jackie first met Peanut. Her parents brought her in. It's a really good story. We will tell you about it tomorrow, so a little bit of a tease on ESPNU tomorrow for Game 2 of the series.
Yeah, I mean, that's really cool right there. You get to have that kind of experience, and you come away with a new friend.
Oh, she's amazing, Peanut is. They got to see her in Chicago because it's closer to where Jackie Liss is from. They could drive there. Peanut can't quite fly down to Texas yet, so she's not available to come here. But you know what? I bet Peanut is watching. If I know Peanut, and I think I do, I bet she's watching.
They get on FaceTime afterwards, bark twice to say, really nice effort.
Love that little girl.
Well, for Liss, 4 of her last 6 hits, they have gone for extra bases. Remember, she also had a walk-off over the weekend. And Romero goes down on strikes here. AUSL continues Friday on ESPN2 with a matchup out of Oregon. It'll be the Texas Volts against the Portland Cascade at 8 Eastern. Catch the action live or stream it on the ESPN app. Portland, they are making a bid for a playoff spot. They had that rough 3-game stretch, but their pitching staff has carried them all year. And then Oklahoma City, they're trying for a fight very late. See if their offense can help them out. And then you've got Utah and Chicago at the very top. And while Utah, it seemed like, was going to get that #1 seed for Texas A&M, right now Chicago is having something to say about it too, as Roos gets hit by the pitch, and she's going to head down to first.
Those top 3 teams will find their way to College Station. There will be a play-in game with the 2 and 3 seed playing each other in just a 1-game playoff to get into the finals. And then the finals will be July 25th through 27th. And how about one of the games of the championship finals will be on ABC, professional softball on ABC for the first time ever.
I mean, it's been such a great year for the league. The viewership numbers up, the attendance numbers up, all the sellouts that we've seen. I mean, that's part of one of the cool things about going to a place like Portland is every game that they play is pretty much all sold out.
What's been your favorite part about really being around softball this summer, being around AUSL for the first time?
You know what? I think it is just the combination of rookie talent, but experienced players who have gone to the Olympics, set the tone for a really long time. The speed of the game, the pace, and just how many stars there are on each team. The star power has been the thing that's gotten me.
Love everything that you just said. And it is a really cool blend of rookies and even second-year players who were rookies last year that have been awesome to have a part of this league, mixed with the experience and vets that we have already.
Now Boone is called out on strikes, and so Ford, she has made it through 6 innings, and what's been an impressive night for her. Oklahoma City leading 7-2. The AUSL, it is sponsored by Gooder as well as by Mizuno. Well, it's been quite a night for Jalen Ford. She's pitched 6 innings. She's given up 8 hits in this game, but she's really provided some length for her team on a night where the offense has stepped up, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Jalen Ford starting another game in the circle in a couple of days.
Absolutely. I'd put her back out there, too, pitching very well. And 14 strikeouts in her last 8 1/3 innings. She's coming on strong right when this team needs her. I don't know. I have a feeling this pitching staff with Maddie Pinta getting the ball likely tomorrow. She's a probable starter. Again, the way that Elena Vaughter threw, I think this pitching staff is about to step up here late in the season, maybe peak at the right time.
Counts 0-2 against Haley Lee, who is on for a pinch hitter. I mean, this is probably also for the Spark. It is one of the best overall starting performances that they have received all year. Lee dunks it into right field in front of Stuart Hunter. So an opposite field hit to lead off this 7th inning. That'll be Jesse Warren. It was going to be Warren actually to come up, but it's going to be Grace Jenkins who bats here. Jenkins played at Arizona as a senior. Prior to that, 3 years at UConn. Played pretty much every day and closed out her career as a first-team All-Big 12 selection with the Wildcats. Two and one. Also was a competitive swimmer for 10 years. It's amazing also to see just how good some of the different athletes are across the AUSL, some of the different experiences that they've had, and even some of the athletic endeavors that they've taken on. Like, one of the things, and I mean, this is kind of weird, but the number of players who say when you ask what their hitting talents are, so many can juggle, which I find really interesting. That's a fly out to left field. There's one away. The number of players who, we get these different surveys and it says, what is your hidden talent? And so many know how to juggle. Like, who would know? But it just goes to show how good the athletes are.
Do you know how to do that?
I can sing, but I cannot juggle.
Me either, but in all fairness, I don't think I've ever even tried. Makes me want to. I feel like doing it with beanbags at first would be like a good start,
Right.
and then maybe going to a circular object like a softball or baseball.
There's a pop-up. Mullins is going to make the catch for out number 2. Yeah, probably just starting with, I don't know, you start with maybe 1 at a time, going hand to hand, and then 2 at a time. And
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a skill, that's for sure. Now 2 outs in the inning. Oklahoma City up 7-2. Most of the runs that they scored coming in innings 4 and 5, where they played in 3. And really, the match that was lit was really all the walks and the hit by pitches, and then after that, the Spark was able to capitalize. 1-1. Spark entered today 2.5 games back of the final spot for the AUSL playoffs. Top 3 teams make it in, as we showed you earlier. This gets away.
So I'd be thinking, like, what does Spark need to do to get in? And a little bit is in their control, and I think a little bit is also in the Cascade's control, because they're ahead of them right now. So if the Cascade keep on winning, then that does not help the Spark. So they need 3 losses. Excuse me, they need Portland to lose a little bit, and they need to keep winning.
They can't control their own destiny. The only thing you can do, though, if you are the Spark, is put good performances together, and that's what the end of the year has been for them, where they're coming off a really good series against Utah. I mean, Utah, it's very hard to take a series against them. They won 2 out of 3 against the Talons. And if they manage to sneak into the playoffs, you're going to look back at their series as a big reason why they would get to the playoffs, if they are able to get there. Mullins gets strike 3 called. Inning is over. Oklahoma City is going to try and close this thing out when we come back.
Can get hurt.
Well, the upcoming games in the AUSL, Chicago Bandits and the Carolina Blaze. And then our game tomorrow night, ESPNU at 8 o'clock, Volts and the OKC Spark. And this is a really big match of the Utah Talons against the Portland Cascade. The Spark and the Cascade battling for that final spot. Carolina's had their struggles of late, so it's kind of fallen down the pecking order a little bit. But right now, they're going to stick with Jalen Ford, and she's going to attempt what would be just the 3rd complete game from the Spark pitching staff all year.
Talons Cascade game tomorrow night. Again, I just hate that we're going to be calling a game in the middle of it, a triple header tomorrow, but I'm going to be turning it on as soon as I can after our game.
You know, there is this thing called DVR too, so that could help you out. Do you not like to watch it recorded? It's just not the same.
In a while, I usually just have my trusty iPad next to me, my +1 at dinner, or I don't know, maybe in the car where I can just listen to it live, driving back after the game.
Now, this is the ultimate week to watch, listen to the AUSL as we try and see who's going to be headed to College Station. So Stuart Hunter came on earlier on, and it's now 2-2 against her. Now this year, Maya Johnson and Elena Vaughter, the other two to put complete games together. Vaughter did it in her last game. Jalen Ford has really showed some grit tonight for Oklahoma City. Sure, she's had a lot of run support to work with, but in a night where she gets a chance to start in the circle, she's taking advantage.
115 pitches pitched at this point, and the leadoff walk in the 7th is not what she wanted. Leadoff hitter has reached several times for the Volts in this game in all but 2 innings.
A good ratio for Ford. Strikes to balls. Got a double play at 1.2. There's Tiare Jennings, who will take a strike. A couple of walks for her on the night, along with a single. If you're a left-handed hitter, too, it has been tough tonight against Jalen Ford.
Yeah, coming into this game, righties hitting .348 off of Jalen Ford, so pretty healthy average against her, but lefty is just .186. Number will likely go down tonight.
Hit softly out to the left side. Romero lobs to first base and takes care of her counterpart. Now Stuart Hunter moves up to second.
You were talking about Sydney Romero offensively, but defensively, how about her just only committing 2 errors this season? And I think one was, if I'm remembering right, kind of a tougher error. I feel like maybe only one kind of true error that she's committed at shortstop. She's just been so clean.
When you think of her, you think big time talent, but also really fundamentally sound. And, you know, that's something that, you know, gives you some bragging points when you're an associate head coach. And she's going to be an associate head coach at Oregon coming up. That was announced recently. One ball and 1 strike against Deja Mulipola. Seen her catch. We've also seen her in left field in this game. Lined up the middle and into center field. We're going to put the stop sign up as the throw will be cut off at the circle. Now, Mulipola, she could certainly hit it hard, and she drove it right back through the box there.
She's getting hot, too, late in the season. Swinging the bat very well. In this game, her second hit, she swung the bat well in the Blaze series. 76 miles an hour off of the bat. She goes down and gets this one on the outside corner and brings it right back up the middle of the field. And that, with that swing path and Jalen Ford throwing that pitch on the outside corner, you could tell she was a little bit shook with that ball off the bat. So that high exit velocity, and as a pitcher, you can see that ball coming off the bat right back up the middle of the field. We'll see if they keep her out there.
122 pitches right now. You have just 2 more outs to get. You do have a double play in order, potentially.
Amber Flores, you could tell, was talking right to Jalen Ford, likely about how she's feeling, if she thinks she wants to try to finish this game. And in my mind, that's what she was talking to her about. Jalen Ford nodding her head, yes, yes, I want to stay in this one.
And it's always nice when your head coach comes out to the mound or your pitching coach comes out to the mound, and it doesn't take very much convincing to keep you in the game. And The way Ford is thrown tonight, big lead. I think she's earned the right to try and finish it out. First pitch swing. There's a pop-up. And there's out number 2. So now Ford has just one more out to get as Wiz makes the play. So one more out left to get for Jalen Ford. Faces Jackie Liss, who's had herself a really good night. Home run her last time up to left, and then a pair of singles. And so with the impressive run she's been on, her batting average is closing in on 300.
About to say that. Wow, her batting average almost 300 at this point.
Lobbed out to right. Running catch gets made by Harper, and that will do it. So Oklahoma City with a great pitching performance tonight by Jalen Ford. Second straight complete game that they have picked up. Third of the year, and for Ford, her best night of the AUSL season.
Exactly the start the Spark team needed in the playoff hunt.
Now, Oklahoma City, they are going to try for the brief 2-game sweep tomorrow. Our action continues with 3 games. First game starts at 5 Eastern. For details where to watch, go to the AUSL.com. For Amanda Scarborough and Maria Travel Peace and her entire crew, I'm Jeff Arnold. We say good night from Texas.
All right, guys, thank you so much again for watching and supporting the channel. For those subscribers who have already seen and made the move to receive your free gift for liking and subscribing to support our channel, feel free to click to skip and begin watching the next great video. And so to get the free gift that we mentioned it to you, which is your selection of one of these 21 fantastic digital guides or manuals shown on the screen. And I have personally reviewed several of them just to get an idea of whether they are quality or just fluff. And I tell you guys, they really have gone the distance and made each of them relevant, useful, valuable information on all these different subjects, and some of them are nearly 35 pages long and packed with truths, proven, tested techniques, and advice. And you will see for yourself that $19 to $27 really is a fair value range for the one you will select for free. And so we need you to simply follow these simple steps. Click the like button on this video. If you haven't already done so, make sure the subscribe or follow button is clicked now, or some of you clicked it earlier, that's fine. And then in the comments section, simply type the word GIFT, 4 letters, G-I-F-T, and once you've done that, you can click the link in the bio or description, or you can type the link and go to gift.3z3.me. Oh, that's G-I-F-T dot, the number 3, the letter Z, and the number 3.me. That's gift.3z3.me. And this free gift is being provided today by the sponsor of this video, AIContentCreator.app. And if you click on the link, you'll be taken to the site, and there will be a blue button that is highlighted there for you. And the way it works is very simple. They support our channel and provide for you this free gift when you like, subscribe, or follow and type GIFT in the comments, which helps our channel with the algorithms. And then their hope is that you will see something you like, or you will fall in love with any of their products and services that you see there. And also because they're having a super 80% off promotion right now. Again, no purchase required and no hoops to jump through. Their AI bot will simply verify that you actually did perform the like, the subscribe, or follow to our channel, and that you type the word GIFT in the comments. And if you like anything you see there, they will in turn provide a small commission to us to help support our channel. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you at another video on our channel. And always remember, whether it's a basketball game that's tight until the end, a great tennis match comeback, an overtime win, or exciting ending in football, a boxing match against all odds, a track runner who fell but never gave up to get the win, an amazing goal kick in soccer, just know and rest assured that we keep a sharp eye focused on finding for you only the sports highlights that are competitions, games, or battles among the best of the day, week, or beyond. So, if you find it on our channel, you know it's HWW approved, because you can be sure that it's a highlight worth watching. See you next time, and God bless.